Welcome to FX Street. We're going to be talking about Atom Cosmos. Before we dive into the technicals and look at how Russia is affecting Atom and the rest of the market, I would encourage you to head on over to YouTube, join our channel by hitting that subscribe button, and you'll get updated to all the content we're producing. Additionally, follow us on Twitter at FXS Crypto. So, Cosmos, Atom, not immune to the selling pressure that is facing all risk-on markets today. Of course, Russia's invasion has generated a lot of volatility as expected. But as far as how it is doing, compared to some others, Atom is really holding up fairly nicely despite its daily drop. It's come back down to the same support zone that it had back in December. It is trading well below its highs, but it's not in the 70 to 80% retracement range that you find a lot of altcoins. It is bouncing off. The support structure that it has here is fairly significant, and that's going to be very important to watch. So the extended 2021 volume profile has the volume point of control at $22 even, and the 382 fib retracement is just above that at 23. It's below all of the Ichimoku levels on the daily chart and just kind of continuing to drift lower. One sign of weakness here that should be a bit of a concern, but may just be so the relative strength index. Atom is one of the few that is still showing a bull market set up on its RSI, on the daily RSI. However, if it moves down to 30, then it converts into bear market conditions, and the overbought levels drop from 90 and 80 to 55 and 65. And then the oversold drops from 40 and 50 to 30 and 20. How long that would last, who knows? Kind of dependent on these short-term price fluctuations. The overall trend is bullish, but the short-term volatile moves to the south are just noise in the broader trend. The optics bands, they're at oversold and entering into extreme oversold conditions. So there's a lot of signals on the daily chart that show, that downside movement here may be a little bit more difficult to achieve, especially around where it's sitting, the $23 and $22 range. You look at the weekly chart. There's an ascending triangle here, and before today, it had already traded down this range for the week, but it was sitting, before the Russian invasion of Ukraine, it was sitting in the green and above the bottom trend line of that ascending triangle. From a weekly chart perspective, this is actually an interesting zone to watch because it's Atom has moved down here now for the last 7 weeks, and there's a Kumo twist. And so there's a combination of an Ichimoku time cycle and a Gann time cycle. In Gann analysis, a 7-week move in one direction, he referred to that as his death cycle. And what he wrote is that when something is moving in a single direction for 49 to 52 days, there's a high probability that a market will reverse, not necessarily a trend change, but at least a very good case for a corrective move. Likewise, within the Ichimoku system, Kumo twists kind of, especially if something has been trending into, the Kumo twist is where Senko span A crosses above or below B. It's where the cloud changes from red to green, basically. But when something is trending into a Kumo twist, there's also a high probability that there's a swing higher low that will form, around that twist. The most recent one was actually right back here on the 14th of January, week of the 14th of January, and you can see that there was a little bit of the end of this consolidation zone prior to this Kumo twist, prior to this expansion zone that happened right on that Kumo twist back on the week of January 8th, 2021. So from a time cycle perspective, there's a lot of reasons to be very bullish here, and that lower prices here may just be a huge gift. And from an oscillator perspective, there is not any hidden or regular bullish divergence present or bearish. And the RSI on the weekly chart, at least, is still in bull market conditions. It's in between the two oversold levels of 50 and 40 right now. So Cosmos on the weekly chart, time cycle perspective, oscillator perspective, price perspective, very strong. Daily chart, yeah, expect a lot of volatility still, but don't be surprised if it holds here. If it does drop, then definitely it will likely test the 50% fib retracement and the bottom of this range. But that's where things get really hairy because the volume profile thins out considerably between $18.75 and then down to roughly $14 even. It's going to be much easier. It's I'll say it this way. To move from $22 down to, $18, that's difficult. The volume profile is very thick here. There's a lot of equilibrium. There's a lot of participation. But dropping from 18 to 14 is not difficult because the volume profile is so thin. It's so if it gets to $18 and it continues to move lower, it will the further it moves down, the faster it will move down until it gets into that support range in the $14 value area. But anyways, that does it for me. Well, I should say that if bulls want to really invalidate any further selling pressure, they're going to have to push Atom Cosmos back above at least the Kijun-sen on the daily chart, which means returning to around $27.75 or so. That may not be very doable. We'll see. Crypto markets can pull off some amazing drives, but again, this video is way too long. So I'm going to leave it there. We'll revisit it next week. Thank you, everyone, for watching. From all of us here at FX Street, please don't forget to follow us on YouTube and on Twitter. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.